Hi, we continue section 6.d. And now that we have more complicated examples. So until this example, that we evaluate cash flow one by one. For example, that we calculate B1, then we calculate R1, then we calculate I1 and the P1 and B2 and so on. But here that we calculate the several cash flows at once by using the formulas for annuities. Okay, so example 3. So a loan of $1,000 will be repaid by annual payments of $100 each. But the last payment may be less than $100. So suppose I is equal to 8%. And the question, to calculate the remaining amount just after fifth payment. That is to calculate the B5. Okay, so the situation is that we borrow the $1,000. So that means that we have cash inflow of $1,000 at time 0. Then we have to repay this amount by $100 each from 1 to, say, n-1. Then the last payment may be less than 100. So this is the cash flow. And we want to calculate the balance at time 5. So just after the fifth payment. So we separate this cash flow into 3 parts. So the first part is the $1,000, the cash inflow. And the second one is the 5 $100 payments of, 5 $100 payments. And the third one is the remaining payments. Then actually, what is B5? So B5 is the value of this $1,000 cash inflow at t is equal to 5 minus value of these green payments. Again, at t is equal to 5. Then we can calculate the balance for the remaining amount. So that is the value of these orange ones. Okay, so how to calculate this? The value of $1,000 at t is equal to 5. So this is the 1,000 times 1.08 because I is equal to 8%. And this to the power 5. And minus the value of this green cash flow. This is actually the 100 times accumulated value for 5 years at 8%. So as long as we calculate these two quantities, then we can get the B5. And actually this first one, this is the 1,469.33. So 8% and compound interest. So the 8% times 5 is 40%, but it's a little more than 40%, 46.9%. And the next one is this one. So this is the 100 times the 1 plus I, 1.08 to the 5th power minus 1 over I, so 0.08. So this is actually $586.66. You can see that this is the 5 payments of $100. So approximately $500 if no interest, but the 8% interest is accumulated. So this is more than that. And actually, on average, the amount is in the account for 2 years. So that means 2 years of 8%. So probably that is 16%. So 586 is pretty reasonable since 86 is about 17% of 500. Okay, so now that we can get B5, the B5 is equal to 882 20.67. So this is the answer for this question. Okay, so now that we want to calculate how many years does it take to pay off the loan. So how many years? We name this as n. So we have to determine n. So basically, this is just to solve 1,000. This is cash inflow is equal to 100 times AN, right angle, 8%. So actually, the last payment is less than 100. So we cannot exactly say this, but if, for example, so if we solve this, actually, if we solve this, this becomes, so n becomes 20.91 if we use calculator. So 1,000 is the present value. And the 100 is each payment, so payment amount. And this is 8% is interest rate. So in BA2 plus, if you input this, then n is equal to 20.91. So that means if n is 20, we cannot pay off all $1,000. But if n is 21, then the last amount is slightly less than $100. So the answer is the 21 payments, so 21 years. So this is the answer. And if we don't have a calculator, still we can calculate this. And actually, if our equation is this. If we don't have a calculator, then we can just solve this. So this becomes 1,000 is equal to 100 times the AN. So 1 minus the 1 plus I to the power negative n over I. So this becomes, okay, so we divide both sides by 100. So this becomes 10. Then we multiply I, so 10I. And we move the 1 and actually maybe we move this 10I. So 1 minus 10I, then we move this the 1 plus I to the power negative n. And I is actually 8%. So maybe I just plug in that. So 1.08 maybe. Okay, so 1.08 to the power negative n and 0.08. So that means the 0.0, so the 10 times I, so 10 times 0.08. So 10 times 0.08, then we move this, so 1 minus this. So this is the 10 times 0.08, so this is 0.8, so this is 0.2, so the 0.2, and the 1 plus I is 1.08, so if we take logarithm, then this is the log of 0.2, and this is negative n, then log of 1.08, so we divide this by log of 1.08. Yeah, so then we solve that this n is equal to 20.91. So you can just plug in numbers in a calculator, then you can get 20.91. So anyway, so 21 years is the answer.